What's up, guys? This is a comprehensive review of the Brute Force 300. I recently rented two of these down in the Caribbean and beat the crap out of them, and I want to share my opinion about them with you. It's a great little bike. It's one of those bikes where you look at the specs. It's not that great, but it is better than the sum of its specs. So to give you some specs real quick, the ones that matter, it's 535 pounds. Pretty freaking light. It's got about 27 horsepower from what I've read. That's hard to get an exact number on, but pretty good horsepower because it's got an 11-to-1 compression ratio. It's only 2-valve head, but that compression ratio makes it real snappy. And it can have that compression ratio because it's liquid cooled. You can't really run that on a stock bike air cooled from the factory. Also, it's got very awesome brakes and a very low center of gravity. So even though it's kind of little underpowered, I can still do stoppies and all this stuff on it because the brakes are so good. And it's got a short wheelbase, which makes wheelies possible. Very fun little bike. I would consider getting one, but they're not really geared that low. They're geared about the same as a Recon. I think they're geared like 40-to-1. So not super low gears, but on the stock 22-inch tires, a lot of fun. You're not going to make this into a mud machine, but it's definitely a great bike to putt around on. Here's my on-site review and some more footage. So it says Kawasaki all over it on the stickers. It actually has a KYMCO motor. It's 270 cc's, approximately 900 brake horsepower. It does have adjustable front preload on the suspension, which is a really nice feature to have on a race bike like this. It's got CST ambush tires, which are pretty much the knockoff hole shots, so this thing's set up for racing. We call them ladybugs. It's a great bike. It's pretty neat. We took it to some pretty deep water today, salt water as a matter of fact, and the intake snorkels for the belt and the intake are up here, and the exhaust snorkel for the belt comes out. You can see it run up right there, a little tiny pipe and the exhaust right there. Front and rear disc brakes, very nice. Air filter is very high performance. It's been changed never in the history of this bike, but it's fine. The only complaint I do have about it is the exhaust is very noisy and it's missing the bolt for the battery strap. But I mean, what more do you want for an $80 rental, right? It's excellent on gas mileage. We've been putting a lot of miles on it. It hasn't even used any gas because it's magic. It is a little bit low on ground clearance because it's a solid rear axle, but we can get over that. This very small, energetic engine, though, actually works quite well with the belt drive because it really lets it rev out. It'll do donuts and stuff like that better than a Honda 300. Honda 300 is much more reliable and much more majestic and magical, but this is a little bit more fun for just whipping around. See, the super short wheelbase makes it a lot of fun for wheelies, and it's freaking liquid cooled, so it's got a pretty high compression ratio. You can definitely tell this motor is quite peppy. It's got the little accordion style breathers and all the gear cases, and they seem to be holding pressure, so I think the seals are still pretty good, so that's good. Keeps the salt water out of there. Got the same thing on the transmission. It does have high and low range. It has a digital display which gives you fuel and temperature. It's a little screwed up, but whatever. And this is the parking brake. It doesn't work anymore. I used to have a cable parking brake. If this thing was 4-wheel drive, it'd be amazing, but as far as a super high performance 2-wheel drive race quad, it's pretty much all you could ask for. But yeah, it's been doing pretty good over here in $80 a day rental. Just beat the shit out of it. Very impressed with this little guy. Oh yeah. And it's got a aluminum belt cover. Polaris Razors don't even have that. That belt is very waterproof. Very well snorkeled. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's pretty good during wheelies. Nice little storage box up here for souvenirs. That's part of an airplane. This thing does put off a lot of heat. The exhaust is very hot. But man, it's taking a beating, and this is a rental near the beach. And who knows how many times it's been driven through salt water, and it's very rusty and stuff, but it's holding together quite well for a Kawasaki, that's for sure. Its rear brakes are metal to metal, which is good. It's got hydraulic brakes for the rear on the handlebar, and front brakes are hydraulic too, so both brakes work, which is excellent. You see there, 270 cubic centimeters squared. KYMCO. Ah, it's a KYMCO engine. Okay, that's interesting. A little Kyan carburetor. We know Kyan is the best. Yep. If you want to see more of this crap, me torturing this thing and riding it around, there's two other videos posted from the past few days, riding this one around in Grand Turk and riding a green one around in Nassau, Bahamas. Pretty good stuff, whipping these little 300s around. Had a blast. Pretty legit mud hole here. Always select low range with a belt drive.
the most capable off-road machine ever created by man.